Welcome to the Jahia Digital Experience Manager, otherwise known as DX. In this tutorial, we'll look at how to edit, add, and delete page components in the DX Edit mode. Begin in DX and follow along so you can learn how to manage your page content. If you don't see the digital site, navigate to it by selecting Digital from the site selector. Digital is a demonstration website where you can experiment with all the components and learn how to use them. In the selector, click on the Pages tab and expand the list of pages in the project. Click on the home page and scroll down to see the first article which says, "We are a global network of leading companies." We'll start by editing an existing component. To select a component in the edit frame, click it and the box around it turns red. To edit the component, just double-click. The Edit dialog opens and you can make your changes there. You can see this is a rich text component, which means that it can contain both text and images. Every component has similar elements, such as the editable areas, which are similar to other text editors you've used. Make any change you like to the text. Before you click Save, let's take a look at another element that's common to all the components: the tabs that are on the left side of the dialog. The default view is the Content tab, which is what you'll use most of the time. The other tabs give you layout options or allow you to set metadata and SEO tags and keywords. You can also set categories and other options, and set which user roles have viewing or editing credentials. Other tabs display information about where content is reused, its development history, versioning, visibility settings, the publishing workflow, and the settings for mobile devices, which are called channels. Click Save or Cancel to exit. Explore the pages here in the digital site to understand how you can use different elements in your projects. For more information, refer to our other DX tutorials and documentation. There are two ways to add components to a page. You can click on a button in the edit frame, or you can drag and drop components from the left toolbar. To see how the button method works, use the Page tab in the left toolbar to navigate to the News Entry page. Notice the articles on this page. They're actually news entries which you can use for news articles, blog entries, or any content that you want to use on multiple pages. The Read More button on these stories opens the full story on another page. You can change the setting in the News Entry dialog so that the whole story appears in the place you add it. Scroll down to the bottom of this page and click on the News Entry button. The News Entry dialog appears. In the title area, type a headline. In the description area, type the beginning of your news story. Next, scroll down to the Date field and select a date for the story. Then click on the Image drop-down and the image picker appears. Navigate to the News folder and select an image to use, then click on Save. Here's where you can change the setting for the Read More button. You can deselect this option for shorter entries or if you want the entire story to appear. News entries also have options that you can use in queries to group similar content. For example, you can select the Options tab and check the Top Story checkbox. This option flags your news entry, so it will appear in every list of top stories throughout the site. Click Save here to see your news entry at the bottom of the list. Now click on the Newsroom page to see your news entry as a top story. To learn how to add components using the drag and drop method, please see the Understanding Linked Components tutorial. Sometimes you need to delete content that is out of date or is no longer relevant. Let's go back to the news entry page. Right-click on the story just added and choose Delete. An information dialog comes up asking if you really want to delete that content. Here, you can add a comment about why you're deleting something. Since every page must be reviewed before it's published, your comments help reviewers understand the purpose of your changes. Complete your comments and click Yes at the bottom. The content is now marked for deletion, but it still displays in a box with marks through it until it is published. After the publication process has been started, the component will be deleted permanently when the change has been accepted in the publication workflow. But before the publication process is started, you have the ability to permanently delete a component. Right-click again, and you see the option to delete permanently. You can also undelete an item if you change your mind about removing it. Right-click on the component and select Undelete from the menu. Please see the publishing tutorials for more information. Congratulations! Now you know how to edit, add, and delete components in DX. The process works in a similar way for all the DX components. Experiment with them using the digital site, and please visit our other tutorials for information on specific topics you're interested in.